Have you ever imagined waking up in a completely transformed Brazil? Today, in May 2024, that possibility has become a frightening reality. In this video, we'll delve into the prophecy that has intrigued millions of Brazilians and witness its impactful fulfillment. But it's not just speculation or entertainment, it's a call to action, a warning about the imminent challenges we face as a society. By watching this video, you'll not only grasp the context behind this prophecy but also learn how to prepare for an uncertain future. Together, we'll explore resilience and adaptation strategies, share valuable insights, and discuss the role each of us plays in building a more sustainable tomorrow. This isn't just another video, it's an opportunity for reflection and action in the face of the changes surrounding us. Are you ready to take on the challenge? The beginning of May brought about a highly challenging scenario for the state of Rio Grande do Sul, marked by torrential rains that triggered a series of floods in various regions. These devastating events have left a significant toll of victims, missing persons, and displaced individuals. Why has the southern part of the country faced so many natural adversities in recent years? This year's flood, in 2024, is already considered the most severe since the one in 1941, which wrought destruction across much of the state. This information was released by the Hydrology and Territorial Management Directorate of the Brazilian Geological Service. According to information from the Rio Grande do Sul state government, as of Thursday, May 2nd, 37 deaths and 76 missing persons had already been reported due to landslides and collapses caused by the rains. Unfortunately, these numbers may increase. Videos shared by residents of the affected areas have left all of Brazil stunned by the overwhelming force and speed of the waters, which destroyed homes, hillsides, and other structures, both natural and man-made. The footage also depicts the despair of the population in the face of this tragedy. Many neighborhoods and cities have been completely isolated due to landslides on highways and the destruction of bridges, some of which were swept away by the muddy, heavy waters. Since Monday, April 29th, several regions have received around 300 millimeters of rain, with a forecast of another 200 millimeters by the weekend. To better understand the situation, we must consider not only the magnitude of these weather events but also their underlying causes and the long-term impacts they have on affected communities. What leads to the intensification of these natural disasters? How can we better prepare to deal with such situations and mitigate their devastating effects? This is a crucial moment for us to reflect on our relationship with the environment and seek sustainable solutions to face the challenges the future holds. Now, let's understand a bit more about the seriousness of this amount of water and the impact it generates. Precipitation is the term used to describe the amount of rain that falls in a certain area. When we talk about 300 millimeters of rain, we're referring to the amount of precipitation. For perspective, the standard unit of measurement for rainfall is 1 millimeter, meaning that each 1 meter of rainfall represents 1 liter of water that fell on 1 square meter of surface. So, if a certain location received 300 millimeters of rain, it means there was a precipitation of 300 liters of water per square meter. According to a meteorologist from INMET, the National Institute of Meteorology, in certain regions, up to 500 millimeters of water fell. Now, imagine the area of one of the affected cities and do the math. That's a lot of water. And we know what a large quantity of water can result in. What may have contributed to the rains in Rio Grande do Sul causing so much damage? Firstly, the state has several regions rich in rivers, streams, creeks, and lakes, in addition to the headwaters of many of them. Not to mention the Serra do Mar, located further north. All of these are real watersheds, under the premise that something very serious could happen in the event of torrential rains in Rio Grande do Sul. Three combined factors are behind the phenomena plaguing the region. First, global climate change, affecting the entire world, contributes to making the climate more unstable. One of these factors is an intense wind current, known as Icavado, which acted on the region, causing climatic instability. Additionally, the Amazon moisture corridor amplifies the strength of the rains. And we can't forget about atmospheric blocking, a reflection of heat waves that concentrate rains at the country's extremes. According to experts, the combination of these factors intensified the precipitation, resulting in the current situation of public calamity. Global warming and climate change have played a significant role in extreme weather events in various parts of the world. The heat from the earth and oceans affects the atmosphere, making weather events more intense. A warmer ocean provides energy for rainfall formation, leading to unprecedented levels. In today's world, we witness catastrophic events unfolding before our eyes, echoing ancient prophecies and awakening ancestral fears. The floods that engulf entire cities, the earthquakes that shake the foundations of the earth, the tsunamis that devour the coasts, all of this reminds us of the prophetic words that have echoed since ancient times. The contemporaneity of these events invites us to reflect on our relationship with the divine and our role in the world we live in. As we delve into the pages of the Bible, we encounter accounts of natural disasters that marked biblical times, from the flood that inundated the earth to the plagues that plagued Egypt. These stories are not just tales of the past, but timeless lessons about the fragility of human life and divine sovereignty. Faced with the disasters we witness today, we are confronted with the reality of our own mortality and the need to seek refuge in faith. Biblical prophecy is not just a record of the past, but a light that illuminates our present and casts shadows over our future. Reading about the signs of the times described in the scriptures, we are reminded of the unpredictability of the world we live in and the inevitability of divine judgment. The catastrophes unfolding before us are more than mere coincidences, they are powerful reminders of the need to be spiritually prepared for what is to come. The relevance of these catastrophic events goes beyond newspaper headlines and striking images on social media. They challenge us to question our understanding of the world and our own existence. As we witness the destruction caused by the forces of nature, we are confronted with profound questions about the purpose of life, the meaning of faith, and hope in the midst of chaos. The contemporaneity of these events forces us to confront our own fragility and seek answers in the eternal truths of God's Word. Amidst the whirlwind of catastrophic events shaking the world, we find comfort and hope in the divine promises of restoration and renewal. The Bible assures us that even in the darkest moments, we are not alone. God is with us, guiding us and strengthening us through the storms of life. May we find solace in the biblical stories of overcoming and redemption, and may we be inspired to live with courage and faith, even in the face of the most terrible adversities. Within the pages of the Bible, we find prophecies echoing through the centuries, offering startling glimpses of the end times. The book of Revelation, in particular, describes a series of catastrophic events destined to occur before the glorious return of Christ. Passages like Revelation 16 verse 18, which speaks of a great earthquake that will shake the whole earth, and Revelation 8 verses 8 to 9, which describes a star falling into the sea and causing devastation, remind us of the imminence of divine wrath and the inevitability of natural disasters. Other biblical prophecies, found in books like Isaiah, Joel, and Amos, also speak of apocalyptic events, including floods, tsunamis, and other natural disasters. Isaiah 24 verses 18 to 20 describes the earth shaking violently and being shaken like a drunkard, while Joel 2 verses 30 to 31 speaks of signs in the sky and on the earth, including blood, fire, and columns of smoke. These passages paint a grim picture of the chaos and destruction that are to come in the last days. In the book of Matthew, Jesus also prophesied about the signs of the end times, warning his disciples about earthquakes in various places and the increase of birth pains before the end, Matthew 24 verses 7 to 8. He likened these events to the arrival of a pregnant woman, gradually intensifying until the moment of birth. These words remind us of the inevitability of natural disasters as part of God's plan for the end times. While many may see these prophecies as frightening or disturbing, they also carry a message of hope for those who have faith. Despite the tribulations to come, the Bible promises that those who remain steadfast until the end will be saved, Matthew 24 verse 13. These prophecies encourage us to be vigilant, to strengthen our faith, and to seek refuge in the one who is our only safe harbor in the storm. Therefore, as we explore the biblical prophecies related to the end times, we are confronted with the undeniable reality that we live in a world subject to catastrophic events. However, we are also reminded of God's love and faithfulness, which promises to be with us in all circumstances and to lead us through tribulations to eternal glory. May we find comfort and hope in the certainty that, despite the storms that assail the world, the Lord is in control and will guide us beyond the storms to a future of peace and restoration. May 2024 has been marked by a series of catastrophic events that have shaken the world, especially Brazil, with an intensity never seen before. Devastating floods have ravaged various regions, turning familiar landscapes into scenes of destruction and despair. Entire cities have been submerged under the merciless waters, leaving a trail of desolation and tragedy that defies imagination. In addition to the floods, earthquakes of surprising magnitude have shaken the ground, causing panic and destruction wherever they pass. Devastating tsunamis, triggered by these seismic upheavals, have swept the coasts, engulfing everything in their path and leaving behind a sea of debris and despair. The magnitude of these events is simply overwhelming, challenging the capacity of local communities and authorities to effectively respond to this unprecedented crisis. The combination of these natural disasters has created a scenario of chaos and despair, with entire communities struggling to survive amidst destruction and mass displacement. The infrastructure is completely compromised, making rescue and relief operations extremely challenging. Reports of human losses, missing persons, and displaced individuals continue to increase each day, bearing witness to the unprecedented scale of this humanitarian crisis. As Brazil faces these monumental challenges, the world watches with horror and solidarity, recognizing the urgent need for support and assistance to the victims of these catastrophes. The magnitude and severity of the events that have occurred in May 2024 serve as a grim reminder of humanity's vulnerability in the face of the relentless forces of nature and the importance of being prepared and united to face the challenges the future may bring. Amidst the darkness and destruction, stories of heroism, resilience, and solidarity emerge, showcasing the best of humanity in the face of adversity. As Brazil and the world strive to recover from these disasters, it is essential that we remain united, offering mutual support and seeking solutions to rebuild and strengthen the affected communities. May we learn from these events and redouble our efforts to protect and preserve our planet, ensuring a safer and more sustainable future for generations to come. As we examine the biblical prophecies regarding the catastrophic events we are currently witnessing, it is hard not to notice the deep and intriguing connections between ancient words and modern occurrences. Prophecies that once seemed distant and metaphorical now echo with an eerie resonance, revealing a possible deeper understanding of what is happening around us. For example, the floods and earthquakes plaguing the world remind us of the words from the book of Revelation, which speaks of the earth shaking violently and the waters rising like never before. These events seem to echo the prophecies of the last days, unleashing a wave of interpretations and speculations about their meaning and relevance for our present time. Furthermore, the connection between current events and biblical prophecies invites us to reflect on humanity's role in fulfilling these prophecies. Are these events simply the inevitable result of natural forces, or are they part of a larger divine plan, intended to draw humanity's attention to its need for repentance and redemption? The interpretation of biblical prophecies in relation to current events also raises questions about the role of faith and hope amidst adversity. While some see in these events signs of the end times and the beginning of divine judgment, others find comfort and guidance in the promise that those who remain steadfast in faith will be saved. Ultimately, the comparative analysis between biblical prophecies and current events challenges us to examine our own beliefs and perspectives about the world we live in. Regardless of our individual interpretations, these events invite us to reflect on the nature of life, the fragility of human existence, and the importance of seeking a deeper connection with the divine in times of uncertainty and tribulation. The catastrophic events we witness challenge us to reflect on the deeper meaning behind each tragedy. They are not just isolated events of destruction, but moments of profound transformation that impact not only the physical world but also the spirituality and collective consciousness of humanity. Faced with the devastation and suffering that accompany these events, we are confronted with fundamental questions about the purpose of life, the nature of suffering, and the role of the divine amidst chaos. These moments of crisis compel us to examine our own beliefs and values, forcing us to confront the fragility of human existence and the need to seek deeper meaning beyond appearances. Furthermore, catastrophic events have a profound impact on society, triggering significant changes in social, political, and economic dynamics. They expose the inequalities and vulnerabilities that exist in our communities, revealing disparities in access to resources and assistance in times of crisis. However, we also see moments of solidarity and compassion emerging amidst adversity, as people come together to support and care for one another. These moments of unity remind us of the importance of cultivating meaningful human connections and supporting each other in difficult times. Ultimately, catastrophic events challenge us to reassess our priorities and to live with more awareness and compassion towards the world and the people around us. They invite us to seek a deeper sense of purpose and meaning in our lives and to cultivate a spirituality that sustains and guides us through the turbulent times we face. May we find hope and inspiration in the midst of darkness and commit to building a more resilient and compassionate world for future generations. Thank you for the invitation. I appreciate the opportunity to be part of your community and receive blessings. I'll gladly subscribe to your channel and share the video with someone who loves Brazil. Looking forward to your next video. Blessings to you too.